go live, people. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Just to reiterate to you guys at Borussia Dortmund, you can fucking have him back. On today's show, we are going to talk about Jadon Sancho going back potentially to Borussia Dortmund. That would be a fantastic deal for all of us involved. I'm sure we can agree on that. Rasmus Højlund wants to stay and fight for his place at Manchester United, but is the feeling mutual? We're not entirely sure. Garnacho to reunite with Ten Hag at Bayer Leverkusen could be very interesting. And there's been a slight delay on Bryan Mbeumo's deal, probably going to be done next week now by the looks of things, coming from multiple journalists. So we'll definitely talk about that towards the end and do something fun as well. We've got Sam alongside me. How are we, sir?
Yeah, not too bad. First part of the transfer window shuts tonight and then reopens a week on Monday, which is a bit weird. But yeah, and then the most pointless tournament in the world, the FIFA Club World Cup, that nobody gives a shit about because they can't sell tickets. So, fantastic.
Does it not just show the levels of fuckery with FIFA when they're literally making their own little transfer window? And I think Inter Miami are in the Club World Cup, right? And they was trying the best to persuade Ronaldo to be in it. So the prestige of competition just goes completely out the window, doesn't it, when you consider all those factors?
Well, they don't care about the level of competition or like best team going against best team. They just want money. They want to sell tickets. They want to make TV revenue and ad revenue. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter about anything else. And that's what you've got with this tournament, essentially. And it's what the Nations League is, essentially. It's a glorified friendly tournament, isn't it? Because nobody really gives a shit.
Effectively, I've listened to quite a few things on the Club World Cup, and it's just a way of FIFA trying to do what UEFA are doing, because they make so much money from the Champions League, and FIFA only have the World Cup. It's like, how do we cram something in? Like, how do we do it? And then they've looked in, it's like Saudi. Like, it's just, I don't know. To me, just something not right about it.
This is a governing body that has every single chairman has been done for corruption.
Yes, correct.
That's ever been involved with it. There's been several documentaries on it and how corrupt it is, on how how Qatar ended up getting the World Cup bid. Like, England were in pole position, but apparently there was a last minute meeting and Qatar handed over a donation to FIFA, and then all of a sudden they got the World Cup, despite the fact that they didn't have a league, didn't have the stadiums, didn't have a national team, and have not hosted a football ever in their entire sort of existence, and they're the country the size of a city. So yeah, think what you want, but this FIFA is corrupt as fuck. So yeah,
I think how the stadiums are actually built and everything involved in that as well is also something you could.
That's another disgusting issue. So yeah,
you can definitely dive into that. But we're not going to talk football politics today. However, money may be on the agenda as Borussia Dortmund are interested in signing Jadon Sancho again this summer. That is according to, is it Mark Critchley, sorry, The Athletic. I do apologise, because he's a very good journalist, especially when it comes to like crunching numbers and stuff. But that's what he's reporting. He is a relatively decent journalist. And, you know, as soon as you see this, Sam, you kind of like, great theory, right? You know, we thought, we've got a buyer, great. You know, he wants to go to a club that he's familiar with, that they're familiar with. And then you kind of realise the reality sinks in that the astronomical wages that he's already on is going to make it really, really difficult. He wouldn't take a wage cut at Chelsea. That was the issue there, first and foremost. And Dortmund aren't exactly going to splash £40 million cash, are they? So what are the expectations for this deal? What do you think Dortmund are going to put on the table?
A loan, and we pay most of the wages. Yeah, I'd imagine that's what they're going to offer. I can't imagine anything beyond that, because Dortmund always claim poverty, don't they? Like, they always claim poverty every single time, despite the fact that every year they sell a big player for anywhere between 70 to about 100 million. But they claim poverty, and then they only buy players that are like, what, 20 to 40, like, most of the time. Like, they don't spend big on players, like, pretty much ever. So I don't know where this poverty thing comes from, but maybe that's why they're such a well-run club, because they manage to buy players for cheap and sell them for high.
Yeah.
Like, that's how they run, and fair play to them. But yeah, then it seems to be the worst club to deal with to get a player out of it. And when you're trying to sell a club and they come in, you're just going to get nothing for them. So yeah, I don't like this deal at all, because it's not going to benefit United in any way, is it, really? Other than he's going to go away for another year and then come back to us again. And then what, he's still got another year left on his deal? So it's like, what? Then does he go on loan again, and then he leaves for free? Like,
Probably.
how's that help United? Like, how's that help us at all?
No,
like,
doesn't help us. So I believe the wage that he rejected at Chelsea, what was being reported, I think he was trying to offer him 120k, 140k or something for him to stay to kind of balance the books a little bit. So I had a look on Capology before, which shows you players' salaries at each kind of European club. And at Dortmund, their highest paid players are Nicolas Soule, Garnacho, Kobel, and Haller, who are all on 140 to 160k, roughly. They're the highest earners at the club.
Yeah.
Right, so I'd imagine Dortmund are going to want to offer either similar to that or maybe a little bit lower, in which case he's just not going to accept it. So I don't get the only way this is going to get over the deal over the line is we send him back on loan to Dortmund again for the second time and then pay his wages again for a second time.
Yeah. How's that benefit anyway? It doesn't benefit us. It doesn't. It only benefits Dortmund and Sancho because he's still getting the wage that he wants.
Yeah.
And he gets to play at a club where he's liked and he's going to get game time. And he's not going to have too much scrutiny on him. So it just benefits everybody else except United. So I don't like. I hope we're not going to do this deal. Well, I really hope we aren't. They're going to do it. Like depending on what they offer. The stream gone black.
Yeah. It's just I don't know. Discord just I've sorted it now, but for some bizarre reason, it's just that's why I went whoa. Apologies about that.
Yeah, I don't see why. But then again, like who are we going to sell him to? Because if he's turning down wage cut, I know Chelsea have implemented a thing, haven't they, where it's nobody gets more than 200k a week. That's their wage cap now. So, other than Saudi, where's he going to get the money that's clearly all he's interested in?
I'm praying for Saudi, by the way. Praying that they come in.
That's the only option, isn't it?
Because you've seen all these links with Saudi and the type of players that they're going for. So I think Luis Diaz is one of them. There was another winger as well who's decent around in Europe. I can't remember the name. And then you start thinking, well, when did he get to like the E/F list of like wingers that they've got on there? Like, do you have to go through 3 or 4 players before they go, all right, we'll take a big name like Jadon Sancho? That's what I'm hoping because apart from that, Sam, you're wishing on a star, aren't you? Trying to get rid of Jadon.
Yeah, like Saudi, but to be fair, like Saudi are getting rebuffed pretty much every time they go in for someone at the minute, aren't they? Like everybody's just going, nah, don't fancy it. Like it just seems to be going on quite recently. A lot. Osman, like I think didn't they have Shesko on the list as well? Like
Shesko's on there. There's quite a few players.
So there's no like guarantees that they come in and then offer Sancho like if Osman's turning down the wages they're offering. What's the chances they're going to offer? Was he on 350k for us? What's the chance they're going to offer that for Sancho? I don't know.
Interesting times. Let's get everyone's thoughts on this. We've got Sid the Whistle, My Dan United, James McGrogan, Nath, Tim99, we've got Adam in the chat as well. Let's get into the comments section. My Dan United, evening, Sam, Nick, everyone. Good evening from Sid the Whistle as well. Excuse me. Everyone kind of communicating the first kind of few comments. FIFA are a disgrace. That's from Tim99. The very definition of a corrupt organisation. Bent as a £9 note, a lot of them. How long is left on his contract? I believe it's a couple of years. I will double check it, but I think it's 1 or 2 years because we signed him, I think 2022, on a 5-year deal, maybe with an option for 1 or something. But I will double check that in a moment. Sancho needs to go. That's from Culture Boy. Danny's saying this snake is looking to go on loan. It's 250k a week for the year, then going on a free with signing fee. Worse than Sanchez and Di Maria for me. I mean, there's a comparison there, Sam. What do you reckon? Di Maria, Sanchez, Sancho. Rank them. Top 3. Who's the worst?
In terms of how good they were for United, or in terms of like
the worst, like so financially draining or just hard to move on.
Financially draining with Sanchez, wasn't it? Because he was 100k a week.
500
a week, I think. Was it 500?
£500,000 a week.
I think he had 1 good game against Yeovil, and I think that was it, wasn't it? And apparently, the day he arrived at United, he wanted to go back to Arsenal. So I'd say that was number 1. Di Maria is probably number 2 because he actually had talent, but he just wasn't interested in being here. Didn't want to leave Madrid. Didn't want to come to Manchester. His wife hated Manchester. Just didn't get on. And obviously his house got burgled, which doesn't help anybody, which is not his fault. So yeah, that'd be 1 to 3, I'd say. Sancho at the bottom, because there was an air of promise when he came. He actually wanted to come. There was a thing, and it was positive, and you thought, okay, this is going to work, and it kind of didn't. Whereas the Di Maria had like signs all over it, didn't it? Where you're like, this isn't going to be good.
Well, you think about that window, Sancho, Varane, Ronaldo. He just finished second in the league. You saw, I think it was the first game against Leeds, we won 4 or 5-0, didn't we? Pogba got like 4 assists or something. And you're like, you got obviously Greenwood at the time was this promising player coming through, and you're like, okay, all right, yeah, I like this.
The Newcastle game with the return of Ronaldo.
Yeah, Ronaldo came back, and it was just like, oh my God, this is incredible. Yeah. And then, quite literally, a lot of them signings had such a massive effect on United. Ronaldo, for obvious reasons, which we spoken about. Sancho. And then Varane was great when he was fit and available. But the amount of injuries that guy had, it was like proper stop and start. Yeah.
And a falling out with Ten Hag as well, didn't he, towards the end?
Yes. Yeah.
Dropped for Fulham, I believe. I think that was it. Yeah. And then he did an interview, didn't he? And he was like speaking about it, saying they had a falling out and a discussion about the way they were playing, etc. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Even Varane wasn't like out of the 3, he was probably the best one, but even he wasn't sort of perfect, was it, in any way?
No. The shadows of our recruitment still following us, and that continues with this Rasmus Højlund story. Inter Milan hold a concrete interest in Rasmus Højlund, but the striker apparently wants to stay and prove himself at Manchester United, saying that he wants to fight for his place. Can he turn it around, Sam, as our second striker with the pressure off?
Is it possible? Yes.
Do you believe it's possible?
I know. I think he's done. I don't see how he comes back for it. I really don't. I think you saw the shadow of a shattered player, didn't you? Last season, like there was nothing in him. But like, bless the guy, he was trying. He really was trying. Like, it wasn't like he doesn't work hard and he doesn't run and he doesn't give everything like he does. But his touch was so poor. His runs was terrible. His positioning was out of thing. His shooting, when he did get shots off, was like everything just didn't work at all. And I like the guy. He seems like a really stand-up kid and really good personality and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know. The theory, there is a theory like darting around that with the people behind him that were getting in, like Cunha, Mbuemo, Ahmad, Bruno, etc. If you have those sort of people around creating for him, maybe. But it's if buts and maybes, isn't it? It's like, do you give him another opportunity with that around him? And if he does fail, what then? Or do you just move him on now and just move to somebody else? It's a difficult question. See, it also matters if we actually get in a number 9 as well. Like, I know there's talks about Jaqueras and stuff like that, but if we don't end up getting a number 9, we probably gonna have to rely on him. And if you chuck him out, you try and chuck him out the door now, and then you're like, oh shit, we didn't get a number 9. You have to keep him. It's difficult, man. It's difficult.
You just sent shivers up some of the viewers' backs there with that Rasmus comment.
It's a reality,
could
man.
Potentially stay. Well, did you see? By the way, Rio's comments on Gyökeres. Everyone seems to be going like mad about it. Have you seen it?
Yeah, it's his opinion.
Paul Scholes, one of our greatest players ever, has been on record. A lot of people saying he's our greatest players ever, right? Has gone on record and said he don't like De Ligt, don't rate him at all, and De Ligt proved him wrong. Like, just because these players have played for the club before, do not take their opinion as gospel. I'm not saying he will work out. None of us really know, until he comes to the Premier League and tries it. And obviously, Rio entitled to his opinion or what have you. But I just think the weight that it holds with certain people, they just take it as gospel. And I find it bizarre. I don't know why. Like, use your own eyes. Watch him.
Everybody's got an opinion. So, like, take it as you will. Like, if you don't think this player is good, fine. Like, we had 2 different opinions when it came to Mason Mount. I didn't think he was going to work at United. I didn't think he was going to think. You think he did. You think he would. And then we were kind of both wrong because we never got to see him and he was injured all the time.
Yeah.
So neither of us were really right.
And also, he had shit performances, but then really good performances. So I think you're like, well,
you know what I mean? So like, anything can happen when a player comes to another team and stuff like that. So if his opinion is you don't think it's right, then fine, cool. But he's not the manager. He's not the person buying him. So ultimately, his opinion doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Yeah. He's allowed to have an opinion. Like, it's fine.
On Rasmus, I want to ask the chat a question, and it's something I've been pondering for a couple of days. What did we see in his first season that we didn't see last season? That's something I want to kind of explore, like, because
Goals.
the first season, goals are obviously one of the obvious ones, like, but it did take him a while to actually get going, didn't it? Like, if you think there was a period, when's he going to score? When's he going to score? Obviously, decent run in the Champions League, and then he eventually hit his first one against Villa, was it? And then it was like a 10-game run or whatever it was, and we're like, okay, we could see something here.
He fell off a bit, didn't he? And then he came back towards the end after he had an injury, didn't he? Sort of towards 3/4 of the way through the season and stuff.
But even some of the finishes, I think about Bodo Glimt, the touch and then the volley.
Fantastic.
Great. I think there was one against Aston Villa where he smashes it in the roof of the net.
Yeah.
Like bits like that I see and you're like, where's that gone? Is it just confidence?
Was it Copenhagen? I think he gets it and he twist with a turn with the ball on his chest and then fucking smash it.
I'm not. I don't know. I can't remember that. No idea.
I just remember the ball came in and he just took him out of his chest and he turned with it on his chest. So like directly.
I remember that against Luton where he chested it in.
Oh yeah, he took it to his chest.
Like a reaction. Yeah, I remember that one.
He turned around and he smashed it, and I was just like, this kid can finish. Like he's a good finisher. This year it's just been abysmal, hasn't it? It's been fucking terrible.
Yeah, such a drop off.
Bad.
Mega.
Like, I think confidence is huge. Like confidence is a thing with strikers, like especially strikers in particular. Like when the confidence goes, goals dry up so quickly. Like you can't just play through it with strikers. You have to get a goal, and he just, no matter what happened, he couldn't seem to score. Like it didn't, no matter what happened, he put it on a plate for him, put it in the right position. He was in front of it. Like, what was the game where he's like in front of the thing, the keeper was here, and all he has to do is put it to one side, and he just smashes it straight at the keeper.
Yeah.
That was like towards right.
The Chelsea game recently as well, where he gets in the edge of the box and just like falls over his own feet, and you're like, oh, it's a long road.
Confidence is huge for strikers, and the strikers go periods where they don't score and the confidence is not there, and then they'll get a goal, and then they'll start to go. Not many strikers just consistently score every game. Like it's very rare that happens.
Yeah.
So you are hoping at some point in the season his confidence would pick up again, but it just never did it? Like, just never came back, like ever.
Yeah. Right, Razzie made it. Sorry, the comment's just gone. Razzie made it. Says, make an example of Sancho. No club will want him after that. I genuinely hope Højlund will go somewhere to rediscover himself. I don't wish him any ill feelings at all. I just want goals, and he's had his shot in a red shirt. Phil saying, I honestly don't see how Ruben can be successful when he can't even clear the squad completely because players don't want to forfeit the wages. But that has been our biggest issue for years, hasn't it? That has quite literally been our whole downfall. Yeah. And then the continued recruitment under some of them. Like, you think Wan-Bissaka, £50 million, Onana, Antony, like, there's so many that have just been shocking. And the wages amount on top of that as well, £250,000 a week is just crazy. Absolutely crazy. Being an ex-pro doesn't count for much as in punditry as what people think. Gabby the Gob on Talkshite is my main evidence for this. At least Rio was a decent player, though. I mean, Ogbonglo was fucking, just because you have football IQ doesn't translate to coaching, profile spotting, or analysis. None have succeeded in management or coaching. Their opinion is as good as ours. Pundits should be coaches. We've said this before, though, haven't we? Like, with Gary Neville and Paul Scott, there's so much weight held because they have been so successful and won so many titles at United and have done it on a consistent basis. That has to hold weight for something, right? I completely get that. But their managerial careers have been awful. Absolutely awful. The majority of them. So
like, people who are massive in certain industries and are really well respected in certain, like, take for example Martin Scorsese, arguably one of the greatest directors of our time, made some absolute phenomenal films, and I am a massive fan. He said, though, Marvel films weren't cinema and it's not what film should be about. I disagree with him. Like, I think Marvel Endgame was one of the best cinematic experiences of my life. Like, I enjoyed the hell of it. So I disagree with him, despite the fact he is a well-respected filmmaker. He's phenomenal, but it's his opinion. His opinion is his opinion. Doesn't mean you have to agree with it. Doesn't mean it's valid or anything like that. But yeah, it's the same thing there. Like, he's a well-respected director, but it doesn't mean he's right on everything he says about film. Like, it's just not. It's just not.
Whilst we're on the theme of disagreements and not arguments, but a difference of opinions. I think the SEG co-founder, Keith Voss, has certainly got a different opinion of the situation that was going on with signing Antony. So for anyone who hasn't seen this, his agent has come out and said Ten Hag and Voss were not in favour of Antony's move and wanted to stop the transfer. But the club wanted to push through at all costs because Arsenal was also interested in Antony. The risk of a stronger competitor would be great. Ultimately, Manchester United paid almost €100 million for Antony. Although Ten Hag did not support this transfer, it stuck with him throughout his entire time in Manchester that he took over the attacker from Ajax for this ill-fated amount, who was never able to fulfil his promise. That's the kind of shit that's being splurted out at the minute. I'm going to go with the words bullshit. I'm sure there was plenty of journalists, Sam, around the time, very credible journalists as well. I'm sure like Lauren and a couple of people from The Athletic were reporting that Ten Hag was really pushing for this move. I don't want to misquote Lauren, but I'm pretty sure I remember a lot of credible people reporting on this. What did you think of this story that's come out recently? Bollocks?
Yeah, it's an agent protecting his client, isn't it? Like protecting his reputation, because Antony's arguably one of the worst transfers we've ever done. In terms of financial spend, in terms of wages, and then in terms of what we got him off the pitch, like, just wasn't good enough by any stretch of the imagination. And for a guy who was valued at, I think, 25 million, I think, under Ollie's regime, they did look at him and he's valued at 25. We ended up paying nearly 90 million.
Yeah, four times the amount, basically.
Yeah, absolutely insane. So, yeah, it's his agent. There was a lot of dodgy stuff. I don't know if it's been properly investigated, but that agency, there's a lot of dodgy stuff been going on in terms of transfers. Not just at United, but in the past at Ajax as well. Like, did Rasmus switch to his agency temporarily to get this deal to United and stuff?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
they've got links as well, apparently, to a certain fan channel where a lot of their PR around these players like Antony and Ten Hag and Højlund, there was a lot of...
That's what I mean. There's some fuckery afoot, as you would say, going on there. So, yeah, I wouldn't trust much that come out of their mouth, to be honest with you. No. He's just protecting his client. He's doing damage control. He's just signed it by Bayer Leverkusen and stuff like that. So they need good PR about him, especially they're in a transfer window and they're looking to buy players and stuff. So, yeah, I wouldn't pay too much attention to it at all.
Can I just say, Adam, I did see your comment. I didn't read it out because I knew it would crack me. So I've completely scrolled past it. I can't do it. As soon as I saw it, I just instantly thought, no, not for me. Not for me. Ten Hag's agent paints Ten Hag in a good light. Shocker. Kane, Lewandowski, Gyökeres didn't light up the world at 22. Dodged a bullet with my comment. I was expecting you to crack. Yeah, I'm going to continue because if I do, then the show won't continue. We're going to stick with a theme of wingers. Again, Alejandro Garnacho. Although Bayer Leverkusen have inquired about Garnacho, United's asking price of at least £38 million makes the deal unlikely. If they decide to pursue Antony, there is a good chance the deal could go through as United want £21 to £25 million. That's coming out from Bild, whatever it's called in Germany. First and foremost, the money that's being mentioned, £38 million.
That's
bollocks.
Dropped, hasn't it? Significantly for like
no chance.
Like, in January it was 60 million, and now it's 30. It's nearly halved. Like
not 38 million, and even then they're saying it's unlikely. You cheeky bastards! What do you mean it's unlikely? That's 20 million off what we're asking for anyway. You've been lucky. You've been lucky to get a deal like that. With Ten Hag being there though, do you any expectations to go in for former players? You wish, hope, think maybe?
Antony could be a good one to sell, couldn't it? Like I'd be all right with that.
Yeah.
Like 20 to 25 million to buy a Leverkusen.
Different league. Germany.
Yeah, cool. All good.
Yeah.
Wish him the best. He's reunited with his manager. Cool. Like I'm all right with that. Wages off the books, money in. I'm happy with it. Garnacho, it's got to be more than 38 million if they want him.
Oh, 100%.
38 million, you can get fucked. Absolutely get fucked with that. Like 38 million is not like 38 million and then plus 20 million add-ons maybe, but you're not 38 million. Not a chance. We
rejected a bid from Napoli for 40 odd million, so that's complete utter bollocks. Like even if you do include the fact that United have put out there that they want to sell him now, so it's not like there's a bit of a we don't know. I think there's enough competition from other clubs, especially clubs in the Premier League as well, who want this player, where you could get the price or close to the price that you're asking for.
Napoli is still interested apparently as well.
Yeah,
like they're still
Chelsea and Arsenal, depending on what happens with Gittins, because there's been no other formal bid submitted for him yet, and they wanted him before the Club World Cup. So that still could be on the table depending on what happens with him. So yeah, there's a few clubs. I think another club in Italy inquired about him as well. So I don't know, man. I don't know. But you're not having a fucking 38 million, not a chance. I think you get similar money to what you're getting for Mbuemo or Cunha, and then you can use that money, can't you, for a striker, for example.
The potential alone of Garnacho like is something you've got to put the price on because he's a young player. He's shown glimpses of like promise and being a top player. Obviously, he's got attitude issues and things like that. But like in terms of just pure potential, you can't just be like, oh yeah, 38 million. Like that's ridiculous. Like James Trafford went from City to fucking Burnley for like 20 odd million.
Yeah,
which is like come on, like let's be serious.
And Garnacho's profile. At the minute, you think about things you consider that he's done, like that Puskas nominated, the overhead kick, scoring in the final, double figures in the league, played for Argentina already. There are things that you could definitely say, well, look, what do you mean?
Why is it always United's players that you just lowball the fuck out of? Like
every loans, lowball.
They're rated at like fuck all million, but when City or Arsenal sell a player, it's like 60, 70 million, but it's ridiculous, man. Like, of all the players in our squad, he's got to be one of the highest premium prices. Like, he has to be. Like, because, I don't understand the pricing. I really don't. When it comes to United, I just don't get it.
It's the reputation that we've created over the last decade, isn't it? That's what it is. The fact that we've done so many bad deals and loaned so many players out, like
and we haven't been able to sell ever.
Yeah, it's almost become an expectation of us when we go into the window now, and it's going to take a while to change that under Ineos and Omar and Jason Wilcox, but hopefully they're going in the right direction.
I forgot though, we have started to walk away. We walked away from the Jared Branthwaite deal last year. You remember? Like they were Everton asked for 75 or something.
And then definitely not going to get that now. No chance.
No, it's not getting that now. So like we walked away from it, and like people forget that and say, "Oh, United always overpay." No, we walked away from Jared Branthwaite. Didn't pay it because it's not worth that amount of money. So I'm hoping the same thing happens here, especially with selling players. We don't sell unless we get the price that we want for them.
Yeah. Well, we have an ongoing deal as well, funnily enough, that kind of coincides with that. So in regards to Bryan Mbeumo, there is no progress expected to be made with him today. United would still like to get a deal wrapped up as soon as possible, and confirmation of a second bid could arrive shortly after the transfer window opens again on June the 16th. And Ben Jacobs also went on to say the Bryan Mbeumo deal hasn't been delayed. It's just in a state of conversations between clubs. And they are confident this will satisfy all parties involved. And I've seen Laurie tweet about it as well. A lot of credible people were kind of basically saying like, it'll get done. It'll take a bit of time. They're not far away from the figure what Brentford want. We had a first opening offer, which I don't get why they do. Like as if they put it in and then they go, they might accept this. Have you not spoken before? Like have they not said we want this figure? And they've gone right, okay.
Are we bidding blind? Are we just going?
I don't get it.
Let's just chuck it. Let's chuck a number out and just see what happens. Like,
see if they accept it. Like, how do these meetings work? Do they not?
I don't know.
I really don't get it. It's so bizarre. Like, how much do you want? 60. Okay, 45. No, we said we want 60. Right. All right. Well, we'll give you 60 now. Okay. Just cut it out.
That's what happened when Maguire won it. It was like Leicester were like, we want 80. It's like, well, we'll give you 45. Okay. We want 80. Okay. We'll give you 50. Okay. We want 80. Okay. We'll give you 60 plus add-ons. No, we want 80. All right. We'll give you 65 plus 10. No, we want 80. Okay. We'll pay 80. And that just went on for like 8 weeks. Antony
was the same thing. Do you remember? We was like, we'll give 70. No, Ajax demand. They're in a strong position. They don't need to sell. Basically, Van der Sar said, let's see how much we can fucking get.
Yeah.
And they got up to 90, 95. And they're like...
I bet they were pissing themselves in the Ajax boat, popping the fucking champagne and stuff.
Fred, £50 million where he was actually popping champagne. How on earth have we just got this fee for this player? Fucking idiots with money.
And he did...
Honestly.
They did the same... Didn't Mudryk come from Shakhtar as well?
Yes.
Didn't he come from the same place?
Yeah.
That 80 million.
Half a good season and fleeced him for 80 million.
Ridiculous. Like, how do these clubs do this? Like, why can't we do this? Why are we not able to just sell shite for like and a massive amount of money. It's insane.
I think Dan James was the only one, wasn't it? You remember we sold Dan James for 30
yeah.
mil, and we was like, we've made profit. Wow, we fucked a player. Oh my god, weird. Danny, it has to be a premium for Garnacho if staying in England, cheaper abroad, as we can't be strengthening rivals no matter how much we think Garnacho lacks end product. I wanted to ask you about this actually, Sam. I spoke to Shreyas about this yesterday, or it might have been the day before. Where I was like, would you be bothered if you went to another Premier League club? Would you be asked?
No, don't bother me.
See, I would. I think I can see you can see him scoring against us, sitting on the side of the boards with his arm crossed.
It's happened before. Ronaldo's came, scored against us. It's happened before. Like, it's just, I hate this thing where people go, we should keep him because he might be good at some point. But like, all right, we keep him for another 4 years, and how about his attitude continues on and he gets like put like just carry on and just hope it happens sometime. Like, sometimes you just have to let players go, and if they do well elsewhere, they do well elsewhere. We've done it before. Danny Welbeck played for Arsenal and scored against us, and it was heartbreaking because I fucking love Danny Welbeck.
Yeah, but still very good by the way as well for Brighton.
Oh yeah,
still scores
for Brighton
as well against us for Brighton.
But like, so it happens. Like, it is what it is, man.
Woodward and Arnold had the reputation. Ineos have a chance to change that narrative going forward. James McGregor saying only 4 likes, gents. Yes, if you are just joining us and you are new, I appreciate some of you maybe you watch it on your TV or laptop or whatever, and you may not be able to reach the like button. But if you do have access to it, then please do smash that like button. Also, we are around 3,500 off 20,000 subscribers. So again, if you are new, it literally every subscriber counts. So we would appreciate that as well, but you don't have to.
It's moving mad quick as well, because we were on like 16,000 last week, and now we're almost on 16.5 thousand.
Yeah, it's going up,
man.
Madness. I think we figured out, didn't we?
We've got massive guests on the way the next couple of weeks as well. So if you do want to see these like guests, make sure you share it with people who might want to subscribe and want to see these guests. So please do share with that.
Yeah, a whole range of guests over the summer as well, which we always try and do, which would be nice. Plus the transfer stuff already and all the pre-season on top of that. To keep up with stuff like that, bottom right-hand corner, socials, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok as well, if you can be such lambs. Midam United said, if we could afford it, loan Garnacho for a season in a league that'll rip up the absolute arse out of and pick up silly money next year. That's one way of phrasing it, isn't it?
That's a hell of a phrase, that.
Yeah.
You'll rip the absolute arse out.
Yeah, I'll pin that. That's pin worthy, I think. I think that also deserves a sound, but I was trying to think, what sound does that deserve? It's not really one that's... we'll go with this one. Just
my word, we'll have a look. Of course we'll have a look.
Yeah, great comment.
We need like a VAR thing when somebody says a dodgy, like when Adam says a dodgy comment in every play.
VAR.
We need to go. We're going to have a look at VAR.
Yeah.
And that's it. He's off. Sin binned. If we could have, down. Martin Hare says he's not happy to leave England or be on the bench. I don't see a starting spot available at a top 6 club, and he's had a bad attitude. We'd be lucky to get 40. Completely disagree with that. Completely disagree. None of our players have a good season. Subs are flying, guys. Yeah, that's the point I was going to mention before. So we figured out, I think we hit 10K around February time, mid-February. So we've done 6.5K in 4 months, I think, 4 or 5 months, something around that, which is incredible. Theoretically, we should be able to hit 20K before the end of the year, which would be amazing. That'd be amazing.
A lot of people put capybara emojis in the chat. I love that sound. Do you remember when I first... You reminded me the other day, didn't you? But do you remember when I first showing you that and you was like, Nick, what the fuck is this, mate? And then it just became a thing for like weeks where people just kept asking about a capybara. I'm going to buy one, a giant capybara, and I've got a big gap here. I'm just going to put it here, I think it's probably the best place to put it. I don't know how much it's going to cost. It's going to cost a fortune. Probably a couple £100, but imagine a giant fucking capybara there with a real Reds badge or something. I'm all for it.
I'm going to Japan next year, and there's a capybara cafe in Tokyo. So I'm definitely going there, and I'm just gonna put like real Red shit everywhere, or like stickers and stuff like that, just to get that. But be fun.
I don't know if we can like officially make it like a mascot or like the animal associated with this channel. But if that ever comes up, the capybara is the one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we keep and by the way, merch is coming. Me and Nick have just not had time to sit together and go through shit because we've just been working. But I am definitely going to make a capybara cap. Like that's definitely going to happen. So yeah, please. I'll be wearing that every single day.
My United just said, keep one in the shed, Nick. A capybara. So random.
I mean, imagine the capybara with all the cats in that house. Fuck.
No. Yeah. I mean, they're quite friendly though, aren't they? Capybaras.
Chill, very chill.
Very chilled. Yeah, which is, it's also it's very fitting. Well done on your sub growth. Thank you very much, Martin. Appreciate that, mate. Get a United shirt. Could be the what? Get a United shirt for could be the channel's mascot.
I think you mean get them and then put a United shirt on
right,
it.
Okay, I'm with you. Yeah, I'll definitely consider it. I mean, I have to be quite a big United shirt if I'm getting a large capybara behind me, so it might have to be like a triple XL, but we'll work. I'll just use one of my shirts. We'll bring one capybara once we reach 20k. Nick will be holding a lifting capybara like a trophy, like an actual real one. I don't. Where are they based, capybaras? They're not. There's none in the UK, is there?
South America.
Yeah. So we'd have to go to South America, smuggle one somehow, and bring it back.
I mean, I'm sure there's some in the zoo in the UK we can nick. Like we could just break into the zoo.
That would be a better idea. And we're not encouraging people to be robbing capybaras from zoos. That's not something that we want. So if you've got that in your head and you go into Chester Zoo or something, don't be robbing capybaras.
I'm having that.
Yeah.
But no, if you go to like Argentina, people on the way because they live in like all the rivers and the lakes nearby, people walking to work, it's just capybaras chilling on the side in the park and stuff. Just and no one's asked because they are the least like angry, vicious animal in the world. Like it's like if an animal smokes a joint all day, they're just fucking placid, like they chill as fuck. So,
they are the largest rodent, aren't they? I believe.
Yes, big rodent, big fucking.
So
rodent.
look, they might be a rodent. Go on.
Do you know what a quokka is? You ever seen a quokka?
Yeah, cute, very cute.
Yeah, but they have no, like, we're going off on a fucking tangent.
We really are, but transfer window, isn't it?
They're on an island just outside of Australia that I went to, and because they have no natural predators, they don't fear humans. So when you go there, you can just take selfies with them because they'll just come right up to you and go, "Oh, what the fuck's this?"
It's not like Madagascar where they go, "The fusa, the fusa."
Yeah. Nah, like they have no fear of anything, so they're just like, "Oh, there's a person," and you just wander over and have a look what you're doing. And you just there's loads of people taking selfies with the quokka, and its face lights up. It's like proper happy, and that's what you want. That's the kind of animal you want.
T Serioso, I would never ban you from the chat, but the fact you just put you should barbecue a capybara for 20k subs hurt me deeply in my heart.
I'm not eating a capybara.
No, we're not eating a capybara. Maybe 100k. No, I'm joking. Right, for the last thing we're going to do, Sam, and if anyone wants to throw any questions in the chat for the last 5 minutes, then please do go ahead. But, so, are we ready, Sam, yeah? Keep, sell, loan, summer 2025 edition. I'm going to blitz through the squad. Whatever comes to your mind, just say one of them, yeah? You ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Bayern Day.
Sell.
Onana.
Sell.
Dallo.
Sell.
Mazrari.
Keep.
Yoro.
Keep.
Delete.
Keep.
Maguire.
Keep.
Lissandro.
Keep.
Heaven.
Keep, obviously.
Dorgu.
Keep.
Amas.
Loan.
Ugarte.
Sell.
Casemiro.
Sell.
Bruno.
Keep.
Mainu.
Keep.
Collier.
Keep. Oh, loan. Loan.
Ahmad.
Keep, obviously.
Garnacho.
Sell.
Mount.
Sell.
Xerxes.
Keep.
Højlund.
Sell.
Cheeto.
Loan or keep. Either one.
That's the interesting one for me. Cheeto. Do we stick with him? Does Højlund stay and he's the second striker?
Yeah, it depends who we bring in as well. If we bring like a Jaqueras in or something like that, I could see him going on loan. I could see that. But if we don't bring it in, then you're probably gonna have to keep him, aren't you? Because they've not really got anybody else. I know Mbuemo can play in that number 9, but he doesn't
He's not
really
an out 9, is he?
No. I noticed you didn't put Shaw in there because it definitely would sell him.
Yeah, I don't know why that's my bad that I'm not putting him in there. I just literally did a rapid list. And I actually forgot the Sancho at first, so I popped him in there. But yeah, I mean, Shaw, you could fucking guess anyway, selling it. I think everyone would. Abliash says, Cunha, Mbuemo, Gyökeres, a decent centre-mid goalkeeper will improve us. Keeper develop Menu, ship off Garnacho, Sancho, Antony, Rash, Luke, Malacia, and maybe Rasmus. Malacia as well, forgot about him. Aim for top 6 this season. Yeah, he's one of them, like, it's just, we could take fucking £4 for him and he'll just go back to Netherlands or something. I don't know.
Give us a decent bottle of whiskey or something, you can have him. Like.
Yeah, one of these bad boys here, they'll do you. I was thinking the other day actually with Malacia. There was one game, I don't know if you remember it, where he got absolutely burnt. I mentioned this a few weeks ago. In a 1v1.
Is it Europa League?
Europa League, yeah. And it was so evident that he was just like not the same level of pace at all.
That was the worry. That was the worry, wasn't it? It was the worry of like, when he comes back, will he be the same player? Because he was an aggressive, quick player. Like he was what he called Pitbull or something like that.
Yeah, the Pitbull. They called him in Netherlands.
And it disappeared, didn't it? Just went like he just the quickness wasn't there, the aggression wasn't there, and he just got done continuously. Did he get hauled off at half time in that game as well? I'm sure Amorim took him off.
You might be right. Yeah. You might be right. Jamie Carragher wants
his career's done. He's done. He's been hauled off out. He's not coming back.
Yeah, Jamie Carragher once famously said,
leave the football before the football leaves you.
And I think the football has left Malacia. Anyway, we've hit the 40-minute mark. We shall leave it there, people. We don't want to drag it on for too long. But it's been a really, really good show. Enjoyed it. I mean, we've covered a wide range of topics from robbing capybaras to keep or sell to Jadon Sancho back to Dortmund. It's been,
South American rodents down to
South American players.
Yeah. South American players, connections.
Yeah, there we go. That's what we do. Segues. It was rather a high-pitched keep, Dan. Maybe Harriet is under Sam's desk applying the pressure. Sell Garnacho and buy Rodriguez, I think he might mean. Oh, Rodrigo Moura, the next Portuguese superstar.
I don't know who he is.
No, me neither, Nath, but appreciate the shouts as always. Please do smash that like button. Subscribe right above Sam's head on the left-hand side. 16,436 subs we are currently on. If there is anyone new, takes 2 seconds. Would really appreciate it. And also keep an eye out for a few more members videos, ideas that we've got, a few more guests as well, or quite a few guests, I would probably say, over the next kind of June, July in particular. And yeah, just stay fresh, man. Like, keep turning the notification bells when we do go live. It is transfer season, so at crazy times things can just pop off, and you never know. I mean, literally, we could go off now, and in the next hour they could announce something. So turn it on so you don't miss it. And then we go live. We could be here together from the start, which is always a good thing. Appreciate you all. Enjoy the rest of your day, and me and Sam will see you in the next one.